I was watching television the other day. Well, I say that, I mean, I was in the room whilst the television was on. And the show was called Watchdog. It's a show on British television, and it's a consumer affairs thing. They expose people who've been swindling members of the public in various ways, and you know, Godspeed to them, because it's a very good public service that this sort of program does. It makes the world smaller and better policed. Well done. And they did a piece on a very naughty woman. She'd been exposed already on Australian television, but what she'd done is she'd just changed her name, up sticks, come to Britain, and she was up to her old tricks again. And what was she doing? Well, she was overcharging, I mean, £650 a session, something like that, for psychic readings. And do you know? She was exploiting vulnerable people. That's what they said. And here's the really shocking thing. She was a fake psychic. Oh yes. And the BBC, though, was at pains to point out that there are, of course, lots of real psychics out there, and they even did a little item on how to spot the difference between a real and a fake psychic. So there you go. That's the official opinion of the BBC, it seems. There are lots of real psychics out there, of course. No! There aren't! There are no real psychics. An awful lot of people have gone to a tremendous amount of trouble to find a real psychic, and in all the, I don't know, at least a century and a half of looking, no one has ever found one. There are no real psychics. How could there possibly be a real psychic? I mean, what do these people, these mediums and psychics, what do they claim to be able to do? Read minds, tell at a glance how ill you are, whether your psychic aura or whatever is cracked. They can predict the future by, you know, tarot cards and stuff. They can contact the spirits of the dead and so forth. Well, if you could read minds, if you could contact the dead, and if you could predict the future, do you really think that the only use you could ever think of putting this to would be to find people who'd lost a loved one or whatever, or are feeling a bit down, and give them very, very vague advice that anyone could give them, and try to make them feel a little bit better? Wouldn't you become a multi-squillionaire by playing the stock market, because you can predict the future? They also claim to be able to contact not just any old spirit, but actually specific spirits, and to hear quite specifically what they're saying. So, do you think, you know, the picture of the afterworld that they paint is incredibly dull, isn't it? All these dead people, the only thing they ever have to say is, oh, you know, it's not bad here, and I'm watching you, and I'm proud of you, and that sort of thing. They never say, oh, well, I've contacted the spirit of Sir Isaac Newton, and hey, he dictated this new edition of the Principia Mathematica, hey, with loads of extra stuff in it that he's been working on since he died. No, they never come up with that. No one ever contacts a spirit and says, oh, and I've remembered where I buried the treasure. No, I've changed my will. No, these spirits, the idea that there are people. Oh, for goodness sake, shame on you, frankly. Shame on you, BBC, for saying that there's such a thing as genuine psychic. What's next? What will the next be officially sanctioned by the BBC? There are, of course, lots of real ghosts out there, and you know, this fake ghost was giving those ghosts a bad name. No, sorry, there are no ghosts, there are no psychics, and until you come up with some evidence, any decent evidence that these psychics can actually do what they claim, do not say that there are many genuine psychics out there, because, well, for one thing, you'll make me angry. Well, you've done that already, but you'll make me even more angry again, and that'd be making the world a worse place, wouldn't it? So there you go. You have been warned.